What's up, ladies and gents, boys and girls? Your boy, TheDreadMan, is back with the TheDreadMan Sports Podcast. I'm your host, TheDreadMan, here with my boys, Walter, Top, and Flip. Say what's up, fellas.
What's up, guys? What's up? Good to be back after a 2 week sabbatical, but I'm glad to be back and talking week 6 with y'all.
Oh, yes. We're going to talk about it. We are really going to get into it. Now, before we get into our Week 7 predictions, I got a question for both of you guys. And I want y'all to think very, very carefully before you guys answer this question. Who is the favorite to win the Super Bowl this year after what you've seen this week?
Yo, man, that's crazy because it's really a crapshoot. It honestly, every after last week, like no team I'm confident saying that in. Going into the week 6, I would have probably have picked the Chiefs because they've looked the best over those first 5 weeks. But then they had that stinker against Pittsburgh, and honestly, it sounds crazy, but the team that's looked the best to me so far is Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about y'all, but that team looks pretty good, pretty confident. And I mean, I'm not saying I would bet on them to win the Super Bowl, but if we're just going off of the eye test, like what team has looked good to me and kind of consistent. Their only loss right now is like a respectable one to the Chiefs by a touchdown, but other than that, they've taken care of business. So, even though it's crazy to bet on Philadelphia, who hasn't, who hasn't.
Yeah, and I don't. I mean, regardless of what I said, well, completely disregarding what I said in our Week 1 predictions, I don't think anybody else. I don't think anybody else in the NFC East is going to make the wild card this year because I had the Giants taking the East and the Cowboys in the wild card, and now I know we still got a long way to go, but I'm completely wrong. We're 6 weeks into the season. But yeah, it really does not look like anybody from the NFC East is going to make it besides whoever takes the NFC East. I mean, and that's sad to say it, but it's the truth. Even the Redskins are showing some kind of fight. They gave the Chiefs hell at Arrowhead Stadium, and not a lot of people can say that. But I mean, yeah. But anyway, kind of go off what you said about the Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs they lost to my Steelers, but I got another question for you guys, and then we're gonna get into the Aaron Rodgers injury report because there's an update on that. But as far as the Chiefs and the Steelers, the Chiefs have lost to the Steelers in the last 4 meetings with the Chiefs and the Steelers. The Steelers have won 3 times. Did the Chiefs just have a bad day, or do the Steelers have their number?
I think the Steelers have their number, man. Le'Veon Bell had 200 yards
Yeah,
rushing
150. 150.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, man. I think Andy Reid just got exposed.
Because
That
Kareem
Chiefs
Hunt
team
got
was
completely
rolling.
shut down by the Steelers, D. Um,
Yeah.
that was I've never seen nothing like that before in my life. And because Kareem Hunt is good for putting up 100 yards. You know how many he got this time? Less than 30.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we even shut down Tyreek Hill, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, I think when they shut down that run game, it kind of opens. I don't know. It kind of exposes Alex Smith. Like I said before, I feel like Kareem Hunt is like that dark horse that kind of led them to this 5-1 start.
Yeah. Like I said,
Yeah, you kind of. Go ahead.
yeah, like I said, the Steelers are a weird ass bipolar team. Beat the Ravens and the Chiefs, but lose to the Bears and the Jags. What in the hell?
Yeah, and I mean, after that really terrible game, and I mean, going into it, I mean, it would be crazy not to pick the Chiefs. I mean, because Roethlisberger looked putrid the week before, and he even hinted that he was way past his prime, and he might not. He's obviously not as good as he once was. And you're just like, okay, well, this team's in a little bit of a downward spiral, and the Chiefs are rolling right now, so it's easy to go with them. But the Chiefs, I mean, the Steelers put together a pretty confident game. I mean, Roethlisberger didn't light it up, but he made some good passes, and Antonio Brown made a hell of a few plays, and they took it. So and that Steelers defense, man, I've been really liking that. That defense has been pretty big.
Yeah.
Low key, their defense is legit, and I think it's crazy. Like I haven't really seen a great performance from the Steelers, but then I check their record and what they're 4-2. So it's just like, okay, I mean, we expected the Steelers to kind of to be in this position, but they haven't looked good. So it's almost like it doesn't feel right. It doesn't like feel like they're really like a contender, but they're still in that position. So.
Hey, but you can say the same thing about the Patriots, and the Patriots are one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl. I mean, in all actuality, the Patriots should be 3-3 right now, and we'll get into that later.
Yeah,
I don't know about the Patriots, man. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it feels like they've just been playing Super Bowl games for the entire season. Like, they go down to like 14, 17 points, and they just make a comeback. That's been like their game script the entire season so far. Minus like maybe one or two games.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they've been playing from behind a lot, and like literally having to string together these comebacks. And for the most part, they've won, but then they've had those losses to like Carolina, and it's just it doesn't see. It's like that defense. That defense is so putrid, and Brady is fortunate that right now he's got a healthy Gronk, and I think if something happens, if like Gronk goes down or Amendola or Hogan go down, it's going to be really hard to cover up that blemish that is that defense, and it's going to come back to bite them, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get on to the game, the Week 6 recap. Now, game of the week. Game of the week isn't even close. The Lions and the New Orleans Saints put on a goddamn show. Wow. It's not even remotely close. I mean, what do you guys think? Game of the week in your opinion?
I was hoping that would be the choke of the week. The Lions and the Saints.
Ooh,
it
yeah.
was looking that way for a second. But game of the week, what was it? I think it was the Bears game. Who were they facing? The Bears Ravens. That one. Yeah, that one was pretty crazy.
Yeah. All right.
For me personally, actually, I thought it was Philadelphia, Carolina, because I thought both teams are really are go for good teams, and that could potentially be a preview of the NFC Championship. The way both teams are playing, I think you could argue that both teams are probably maybe the best in their division, especially after Atlanta lost to Miami. I mean, I don't know if I trust Atlanta now, and Philadelphia looks like they're going to be able to kind of coast with the NFC East. So I thought it looked like a kind of a potential preview. Going into the fourth, it was still a close game, but then the Eagles kind of blew it. But
guys, this is my boy Ben from Facebook. Say what's up, guys.
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's good, man? Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, pretty good, man. We're just chopping it up about we're doing the recap for Week 6 right now. But Wasatop, what were you saying? And Ben, you can get your afterwards. Yeah.
I just said, I felt like that Philadelphia Carolina game was a good game. Even though Cam didn't play great, I still thought they still kept it competitive going into the fourth. And I just think I'm looking at that game like that could be a snapshot of what we're going to see in January.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I thought both teams were pretty good. And that was kind of my game of the week, even though it wasn't as high scoring as obviously New Orleans and Detroit was.
All right, Ben, this is your first time on the show. This is how we're going to break this down. From the games you saw on Sunday, what was the game of the week in your opinion?
I didn't actually get a chance to see any of the games this weekend, to be honest. But the game of the week should have been the Steelers and the Chiefs.
Yep.
I consider the Chiefs as I wouldn't necessarily say the top team, even though they're undefeated. I wouldn't say that they were the top team in the AFC. I still think the Patriots are the best team in the AFC. But Chiefs are like second, Steelers are maybe third. But if anything, that was the game of the week. I was surprised. I don't know. Like I was stunned the Chiefs weren't really able to get down the field. Like the Steelers have been pretty inconsistent. I don't know if the Chiefs are just. I don't know what happened there. It was usually like I've noticed lately. Anytime the Chiefs have played the Steelers, they usually especially like from the last playoff loss. The Chiefs kind of seem to struggle with a team like that, but
Yeah.
to only come up with 13, I thought the Chiefs would every bit.
Yeah. And it's funny because I just asked Flip this question. I was like, well, did the Chiefs just have a bad game, or did the Steelers just got their number?
A little bit of both, probably.
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with it. Or both. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Steelers just match up well with them, but I think the Chiefs just kind of cooled down. They had a hot start, and it was just their time to cool down.
Yeah, but sure.
What was crazy was it took for the first 50 some minutes of the game. It seemed like the Chiefs could not get down the field whatsoever. But then in their second their second to last drive, they just got down the field really quickly and got into position to kick the field goal, I think, and then they were going to get the outside kick.
Yeah.
But
I don't know, maybe.
It was just.
I'm not. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, man. I'm just saying, it was interesting because I'm watching that game. I was watching that game, and it was they're just struggling. Alex Smith looked really, really pedestrian. And then all of a sudden, when I was they had to run a 2-minute drill and try to hurry up and do a score and get onside, they were able to push the ball down the field. And it was just it was kind of odd that took them that long until about, okay, I think it was, I'm looking up the play-by-play charts right now. Yeah, it was with 3 minutes left in the fourth. All of a sudden they drive from their own 18 and for a touchdown. And then after that, it was the Steelers ended up getting the ball back, but it was crazy. It took them that long to be able to push the ball down the field. But
yeah, just to kind of piggyback off of what to jump off of what Ben said. Now, I think it's a safe bet to say that the top 3 seeds going into the playoffs are the Steelers, the Chiefs, and the Patriots. But even though it's pretty safe to say that the Steelers do have the Chiefs number, I gotta say that the Chiefs got the Patriots number. So you better pray to God. If you're a Chiefs fan, you better pray to God that they don't see the Steelers don't see the Chiefs first. You better pray to God that the Patriots face the Chiefs first.
Well, I'm under the belief if the Patriots get into the playoffs, I think. Well, I know the Patriots are going to get into the playoffs.
But will they get the first round bye? That's the question I'm asking, because the first round bye, I mean, the Steelers can mess around to get the first round bye. We already know that the Chiefs very well might get it. The Chiefs might get it, but it's a toss-up between who's going to get that second seed.
No, I'm still with Patriots. I think they'll still get the home field advantage, but I'm saying if they do play the Chiefs, well, we will see. But
we'll see.
I still trust Brady and Belichick more so than I do any other team. Yeah. So
all right,
I think they'll figure out it.
But all right, fellas. Now Aaron Rodgers' injury report. They say that it is a compound fracture of his collarbone, meaning that the bone was sticking out through the skin, and it's going to require surgery. So, he's done for the year more than likely, unless he pulls a Superman and comes back in week 17. But thing is, even if he does come back, will they be able to? Will the Packers have a respectable enough record to even make the playoffs this year?
Who wants to jump in first?
I don't know, man. Who they have as a backup? Brett Hundley or something like that?
Yeah. Scott Tolzien plays for the damn Colts now. Why? I don't know.
I've been saying it for a while. I think Aaron Rodgers makes that receiving corps much better than they really are. Mm-hmm. Randall Cobb might shine. He usually shines with the backup quarterback. Yeah. I think Jordy goes down. Devontae Adams needs to show up. They really need Ty Montgomery to come back if they're really going to make a stand here. I don't see them really doing this. It really depends on how good that defense is here. Because it's going to be a bunch of Hundley throwing picks, Hundley throwing 3 and outs, and then, I have to look at their schedule really to see if they have a chance. But, I mean, Aaron Rodgers leads that team.
I'm looking at it now.
But yeah, Ben, what were you saying? What are your thoughts on this?
Oh yeah, I was saying I was looking at the schedule too. I don't. I mean, like immediate thoughts on Aaron Rodgers being out for a while. I don't know if they've announced that he's out for the season or anything. They just said something about a surgery, but they're still not willing to say if he's going to be actually, totally done for the season. But I don't know. Maybe the Packers could sneak up in there. I think unless they get Rodgers, obviously they're not going to. It may be a one and done, but yeah, I'm still willing. I'm still willing to reserve, like, people saying, "Oh, well, they're totally done for the season." Yeah, I think they can pick up a couple of games, maybe sneak in, maybe 9-7, maybe 10-6. You got to understand they're not really in that hard of a division. They're in the NFC North.
Yeah.
You got the Vikings and the Lions.
Yeah, but Minnesota doesn't seem to be going anywhere, even with like Bradford not being there. Like I think we all thought like when Bradford was out, it's how good Bradford looked the first game. It just seemed like, oh wow, like Case Keenum's not gonna be able to do anything. This game's gonna go downhill. But then like Case Keenum, strung together a couple of good games, and it looks like the Minnesota's like confident again. So even though they don't have they don't have Cook, it seems like they kind of can ride off on the defense a little bit. And Jerick McKinnon had a really good game last week. And
yeah, he did. He's had two really good weeks.
Yeah. But I don't think Minnesota's going to go anywhere.
No, I don't think Minnesota's going to fade off either. But I think I think it's pretty much a tie between Green Bay and Minnesota. I think Minnesota's defense is better, but I think Green Bay can kind of hold its own too.
Yeah. Now, I want to talk about. Normally I'll talk about the team of the week, but I want to talk about who I thought was the player of the week this week. Adrian Peterson. Not only does he still got it, he never lost it. Because come on, he's played for 3 different teams in the past 4 years. He's had 2 injuries, 1 Achilles injury, and 1 MCL, ACL injury. And normally for a running back, somebody who runs as hard as Adrian Peterson, that is a career end for him. And not only did he come back from that, but he came back stronger. And like I said, he had legal troubles, which left him suspended. Like he said, he's been traded from 3 teams in the past 4. He's been on 3 teams the past 4 years. But he showed that, he's still top 10 running backs in the NFL, even at age 32. But, what do you guys think about that?
I was surprised, actually. Then I kind of remembered that the Cardinals are good for reviving running backs. Smith. I don't know, man. I didn't expect him to run for, 130 yards this week?
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 135 yards.
I was expecting like a solid 70 or something. But the Bucs kind of just shut down. Then Jameis going down so early, it kind of helped the Cardinals out. They were on the field so much. So I think he got 30 something carries.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But yeah, he was bound to show up. He had to show that the Saints were just kind of locking him away.
Yeah.
And I guess you could say he was resting for about 6 games.
Yeah, pretty much.
So he did that. But yeah, I was surprised, but I'm not surprised if he did.
All right, Flip, what you think? Wazatov, what you think?
Yeah, again, I don't think. I was expecting him to obviously have more of an opportunity. So I think by default, I'm like, he's gonna look better. I just didn't expect him to look like this. And this is kind of crazy because this really kind of makes me reevaluate Arizona as a team. Because I think if they have a somewhat good running game, it's just gonna take a lot of pressure off of Carson Palmer. And if Carson Palmer can just play solid, this seems like a contender for the NFC, especially in that division. Because the Rams, even though the Rams are still there, I don't trust them. I think they're too inexperienced still. I think obviously with Arizona's squad, that defense, and the stud like Larry Fitzgerald, who's not just being the age, he's just maintaining right now at his in his 14th season, I think.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see, and it's going to be interesting what's going to happen if Adrian Peterson can keep this up, and then they get David Johnson back towards the end of the year.
Buccaneers.
Yeah,
How
1-2
that
punch.
dynamic's going to work.
1-2 punch.
Yeah, God, that's going to be a monster to deal with. And it just changes my outlook on the team. Like I thought Arizona was a team to cross off in terms of doing anything this season with how they've looked, but they've I don't know, they played really well last week. And Carson Palmer seems to be, he seems to be kind of turning the ship a little bit. I think with Adrian Peterson back there. So I mean, it's good. It's good for him because he was just really getting wasted in New Orleans. He was not getting a shot whatsoever in hell, but it's good to see him back to form.
Yeah. And before I get into the choke of the week, I want to talk about something else. The two most slept-on teams in the NFC, which are the Philadelphia Eagles and the LA Rams. The thing is, they've proven themselves. Why are they still getting slept on? Why are they still getting underrated by almost all the major analysts? Like, what is up with that?
So the Rams, it's just because they're the Rams. They haven't.
Yeah.
You think of the Rams, they haven't. No one really takes them serious since like the Greatest Show on Turf with Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with Philly, with Philly, I think it's just because what's called hasn't proven himself in the playoffs yet. Yeah, Carson Wentz. I think the only reason why he's still being slept on is like, yeah, well, anybody can burn it up in the regular season. No, that's not true. Well, he's shown that he's not a one trick pony. He's shown he's the real deal. But people are not going to be sold on Carson Wentz until he gets at least one playoff win. I think that's the reason why.
Yeah, it's just a new. Yeah, nobody. Was it Doug Peterson? I think he's the head coach. Like nobody really knows the whole. It's a whole new kind of program that nobody really knows too much about. But they may be. I don't know. Right now, I'd say they're probably the best team in the NFC for sure.
Yeah.
At the moment.
It definitely comes down to with the Eagles. No one expected Aguilar to have he's not having a breakout year, but he's having a productive year. Zach Ertz is the best tight end in the league if you have that team. Carson Wentz, he has the weapons. Here's Garrett Blunt and Wendell Smallwood should come back this week or next week. They have the offensive weapons, and when we saw in the Redskin game that who was the main dudes on defense.
Yeah, I said, what's called the Eagles secondary is also super slept on.
Oh yeah, because we didn't expect him to show up when Ronald Darby got hurt. So everyone was like, "Oh, Darby's down. The Eagles secondary was kind of exposed now," which they have at times, but they held their own against these teams. And we just didn't expect it to happen because of the Eagles. So,
yeah.
I guess they're a surprise team for this year.
Yeah. All right, Walter, your thoughts?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I felt again when we asked questions about which team we think is going to win the Super Bowl. I didn't. Even though it's hard for me to say Philadelphia, I'd have to say Philadelphia has impressed me and probably overall has had the best season so far through 6 weeks. I like. Carson Wentz. I like that quarterback. He's been playing really well this season. And he's making the most out of the squad he has, the weapons. Like Flip commented on, Nelson Aguilar is having a productive season, and he's kind of like a bust so far up until this point in his career, but seems to be kind of rejuvenated. LeGarrette Blunt, he's just solid. He's not going to rush for 14 or 1,500 yards, but he's a confident, solid running back. And Zach Ertz is having a career year after waiting on. He's been kind of slept on for a little bit. Like I was waiting for him to break out. He's a couple of years kind of had struggled with injuries, but he plays a full 16 games. They got weapons, and they seem to be responding. Like I said, they've only had one loss, and that was to the Chiefs by a score. But other than that, they've taken care of business. And the Rams, I think looking at them. They really only have one. I guess you could say one good win against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know. I think I'm. Other than that, I mean, it's great that we, after having a terrible season last year, like Gurley's back with the new coach McVay. He seems to have revitalized that offense. He seems to be like the quarterback whisperer that's turning Goff into a decent quarterback.
Yeah.
And I think it's inspiring. But I just don't see this team doing anything in the playoffs. And again, with a team like Seattle and Arizona in that division, who are both more experienced, I don't think they're gonna leapfrog both of them to win that division. So it's okay. It's nice to see that they're competitive and everything, but I don't see them doing anything going forward in the long run.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, the choke of the week. Matter of fact, I want to kind of switch. Well, I really didn't want to bring this up because I don't want to seem like a hater. But a lot of people are saying that the Jets were the choke of the week. No, that wasn't the choke of the week. That was the robbery of the week. That was the screw job of the week, because y'all know good and goddamn well that was a touchdown. He had complete control of the damn ball. For those who've seen it,
absolutely.
That don't make no damn sense. But yeah, go ahead.
I'm a Patriots. Go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
I was just gonna say I'm a Patriots homer, so I'm gonna say it wasn't a touchdown.
All right. Okay. I mean, come on, man. Even Stevie Wonder could have saw that shit. Come on, you can't. I don't care how biased you are. But the thing is, I'm a Steelers fan, but I'm gonna tell the Steelers the truth. I'm not gonna be biased. But I mean, everybody. I think the NFL has to reevaluate what the hell is a catch and what's not, because there's a lot of people who get away with pass interference. There's a lot of people who get away with holding. There's a lot of people who get away with something that's clearly not a catch, and it is where the refs say that it's not a catch, and he holds pull. All right, this is what classifies as a catch: 1, catching the ball; 2, maintaining complete control of the ball through the catch; and 3, taking 2 steps while you have complete possession. That is what's considered a catch. And I saw all 3 of those damn things happen with the ball carrier for the Jets. Sorry if I'm ranting, guys, but yeah, I got emotional over that shit.
But to answer your question, choke of the week for me definitely was Falcons. You can't the Dolphins to a shutout in the first half, 17-6, and then get shut out yourself in the second half.
Yeah, because the Falcons were supposed to win. The Falcons were favored by 10 points.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That don't make no sense either.
Off a bye.
Yeah.
Off a bye against Jay Cutler, who everyone's just waiting to get benched. Everyone's waiting for him to get. Everyone's waiting to get benched, and he's still playing.
Oh yeah. Do you guys want to call the Ravens the choke of the week too, or were they supposed to lose to the Bears?
That was close. I think like the Bears are kind of underrated this year. Trubisky had a decent game, and the Bears were ahead for a while there. So I can't really give it choke the week. The Falcons were supposed to win that game. You were in the Super Bowl last year. You didn't really have to change that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they just came off a bye too, so it wasn't like they were beat up and everything.
You're coming off a bye, up 17-0 at home, and you lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's hard to stop that. I'm gonna put the Broncos.
Oh God.
That was my second choice.
The Giants. I mean, like, I can't even. The Giants are so depleted on offense. No BJ, no Brandon Marshall. Like, that was pretty much a layup in Denver, and they just. I don't know what happened with that, but.
It seems like every year.
That loss isn't as bad as the Falcons loss, but it's up there.
It seems, and right before we get in our Week 7 predictions, it seems, because I read a comment about this on the internet, and it was funny as hell to me. But somebody was like, it seems like the New York Giants are an 8-8 team every damn year and still find their way into the playoffs, and that's the truth. But it seems like in this game, not only did he have a bad game, not only was it a bad game for the Broncos, but the New York Giants, they actually did come alive in this game. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know what's going on with them, but I mean, they sucked for the majority of this season. But if they had to win a game, it had to damn sure be this one. But yeah. All right. Anyway, guys, let's get into our.
Oh yeah, and to go back to that video, that is not a touchdown at all.
Which
What
one?
you guys looking at?
Which one?
The controversial call.
As far as second, come on, man.
That's not a touchdown. There's no.
Oh, come on! Did you watch the same replay that I did? That was a touchdown.
The ball is rolling like before he even gets past the goal line.
But he had complete, but it doesn't matter because he already crossed the pylon. Well, he crossed the pylon and already had complete possession of it. Go back and watch the replay because I watched it 5 times. Like, oh my God! Not only is it a catch, but he did clear the line. He cleared the pylon, so that is a catch. Well, that is a touchdown to me. But oh well.
You know what another guy called this week?
Who?
The 49ers Redskins.
Oh God, yeah.
On the offensive pass interference on Derek Carr.
Oh my God.
That was terrible.
Listen to me. How is it? Because essentially they're calling it a pick play, right?
Yeah.
But the quarterback wasn't even throwing it to the guy that was on the screen. He threw it to the guy who was setting the pick. How is it a fucking pick play? How is it a pick?
Once again, because I'm gonna call this the Dez Bryant rule. The Dez Bryant rule when it comes to completed passes and pass interference and stuff like that. All right, 1, the ball has to be catchable by the receiver. Number 2, the ball when the ball is caught by said receiver, it has to be in complete control. So yeah, but I mean that whole thing is just ridiculous to me. But I mean, receivers probably have one of the toughest jobs in the whole league besides the quarterback. Running backs and quarterbacks probably take the biggest pounding, but I say when it comes to calls, especially when you get 10 yards past the line of scrimmage, the receivers probably have it the worst. But yeah, anywho, let's get into our Week 7 predictions. We got the Kansas City Chiefs coming off a loss against my Steelers. I had to throw that out there. But yeah, they're going up against the Oakland Raiders at home. But yeah, Flip, who you got in this game, Chiefs or Raiders? Oh yeah, and Derek Carr is back. So yeah.
Oh yeah, he was back last week.
Yep.
He was. Stranger thing. The Chiefs aren't going to lose to especially not the Raiders in the division rivalry game.
But they're at home. They're at home though. They still might be reeling off that loss. You got to keep the loss of the Steelers. You got to keep that in mind.
What, the Raiders?
They might. All right, the Chiefs. They're going to respond one of two ways. They're either going to be reeling and their confidence is going to be shaken, or they're going to be pissed the hell off.
They're going to be pissed.
Yeah.
They're probably expecting to go perfect this season.
Yeah.
The Raiders at home. The Raiders at home are the Raiders at home more apparently because the Chargers just beat them at home. So screw the Raiders.
Yeah.
Damn.
The Raiders defense is I don't know. It was supposed to be good. We expected Khalil Mack to be like the defensive anchor that leads his team to this great year. Derek Carr only has Michael Crabtree apparently. Amari Cooper is missing in action. I think he had like 5 catches for 28 yards.
Yeah.
So he's terrible. Marshawn is good for short yardage. He's not like a back you expect to get like a 15, 20-yard run.
Yeah. He's a grinder. He's a grinder. Yeah.
Yeah. The Chiefs are supposed to run over this team. So I got the Chiefs winning like 24-30.
All right, Wazatov, who you got? Chiefs, Raiders.
Yeah, so Derek Carr's back. I'm just not sure how healthy he is. He didn't look too great last week. I'm not sure. This game, I think, will be high scoring because I think both defenses can give up a lot of big plays. And I don't trust the Raiders. They haven't really impressed me at all this season. If Amari Cooper is going to have like a good game this season, I think this would be it right now with like the Raiders kind of their backs against the wall. They can't really afford to go 2-5.
Yeah.
In that division. So I think for the Raiders to have any chance of winning, then Amari Cooper's got to go off. Like he's got to show why he was a top first round pick and kind of like help Derek Carr out, make big plays. Otherwise it's gonna be a wrap.
I think it'll be kind of a shootout. It'll be nice for another Thursday night shootout. I'm gonna probably lean towards the Chiefs. I'm gonna go with 34 to 27.
Ooh, I'll give you my input on that because you're actually kind of in the ballpark of what I was gonna say. But Ben, who you got? Chiefs or Raiders?
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Like the Raiders, I don't know what's happened to this team. Like I don't know if it's after the Jets game, agreement against the Jets. Like this team just doesn't have any. It seems like they don't like their offense is just terrible. Like they don't really run the ball efficiently. Just they can't really get anything done offensively with or without Derek Carr right now. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this team. Like I figured the team would pretty much try to, or at least still have that same momentum from last season. It's like it's just not. I don't know. This is a make or break game because if they lose this one, it's not like it. I mean, they got the Bills, and then they're at the Bills. That could be a L. They're at the Dolphins. That could be a win. But then they got the Patriots, they got the Patriots and the Broncos. Except for that.
Oof.
So that could be. I mean, we're looking at maybe possibly 8 losses right there. So by the time they get to the Broncos, they could have eight losses. So this is the team that's reeling right now. Not so much the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs lost to a good team at home. An inconsistent good team with the Steelers, but a good team nonetheless. But the Raiders are reeling, and I see them going down again this week too. The Chiefs. It's probably I'm going maybe 28-24, something like that. It's got that kind of feel to it. I think it's going to be close. I mean, usually the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs. I don't know what their record is against the Raiders as of like the last 10 years. I know it's like really good. Like they just don't lose their Raiders at all, just about. I think they're gonna go ahead and take this one too. Go on the road.
Yeah. Now because the NFL has been so unpredictable lately. Even though the Raiders are at home, they're the underdog in this game just because of how good the Chiefs are. And I kind of did want to go against the grain and pick the Raiders in this game, but the Chiefs, they're going to respond. And they're going to respond positively to losing to the Steelers last week. I mean, both teams actually match up pretty good, but I believe that as far as the quarterback matchup, Alex Smith is the better quarterback just because he's got more experience than Derek Carr. The weapons are about even, but it really is going to come down to defense or who can stop who more. But like Waltertop says, I see a shootout, and I'm going to go ahead and say 34-27 Chiefs. I got the Chiefs by a touchdown. All right, now, what were you going to say before we go on our next prediction?
Me or somebody else?
Whoever was about to say something.
Oh, no, we can get to the next thing.
Oh. All right, next up, we got the Tampa Bay Bucs going up against the Buffalo Bills, and the Buffalo Bills are at home. Now, a lot of people see this as a sleeper kind of game, but this is a game that I'm actually interested in because I'm gonna go ahead and say it in Flip's voice. That Bills defense, though. But the Bucs ain't nothing to play with though because James Winston showed that he can get it done, and Deshaun Jackson, I mean, he's like he's hit or miss, but I believe this is a game where he can come alive. But we'll see about that. But Flip, what do you think?
First off, they're saying that James isn't gone until later on in the week at practice, so I don't think he might be up for this game against the Bills. So once again, that Bills defense, man, at home too. I don't like the Bucs' chances. I don't even care if James is playing. I don't like the Bucs' chances. The Buccaneers defense has been looking kind of shaky. They've given up some points to tight ends. I think Charles Clay can show up for Tyrod. Still got Shady. I mean, they had a chance. It'll probably be a low-scoring game, maybe like slow up in the final quarter. But I got Bills winning probably 23-16.
All right, Wazatov, who you got, Bucs or Bills?
Yeah. With how well like Adrian Peterson looked against the Bucs last week, I can see Shady McCoy having a pretty good game this week. I think it bodes well for Buffalo to keep possession of the ball and make this like a grinding out game. So I could see a lot of touches for McCoy in this game. The Bills haven't really been putting up a lot of points this season so far, but that defense is just like Flip says, it's really good, and especially when Winston's not playing. It's just I think they're going to be able to hold the Bucs. Even if Winston was, I'm still leaning towards the Bills. I've been more impressed in how they've been playing this season versus the Bucs. So I think they're the better team. I think it's going to be they're just going to try to keep the Bucs off the field, and I'm going to lean the Bills 20 to 13.
All right, reasonable score. Ben, who you got, Bucs or Bills?
I don't want to do with anything in this game. Both these teams, it's a pick 'em. Like I don't really see how you can feel strongly about either team in this game. I give a slight edge to the Bills, but I mean you can tell my boys, like I'm really not sure who to pick that. Even with Jameis playing, with him not playing, okay, I favor the Bills. With him playing, it's a pick 'em. It really is. I'm not.
But just remember, the Bills are at home. Just remember that.
I trust the Bills. I trust the Bills defense. Bills are all pretty good on defense. They don't score a ton of points. So I mean, even without Jameis, I think Tampa Bay is still going to be in the game regardless. I don't know. I'd probably go with the Bills, but it's a pick 'em. It truly is a pick 'em.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pretty much just go with the hat trick with you guys. The Bucs, we all know that the Bucs can score points. We all know that. But the thing is, their defense can't stop anybody worth a damn. Or it seems like their defense is dwindling every damn week. It always seems like they give up more and more points, and it depends on who the hell they go up against. And the Bills defense is a hell of a lot better. It's all a matter of Tyrod can get it together, if he can sling the ball out. But it's going to be a ground and pound type of game. We're going to see the ball on the ground a lot. Well, pretty much more than any other game like this week probably. Shady McCoy is gonna ball out. He's gonna probably have probably one of the best games of the year. I mean, in his company. But this week I don't see this week being another underdog Sunday. I'm gonna go ahead and say 24-17 Bucs. I'm kind of iffy because I wanted to say 24-10, but I'm gonna go ahead and say 24-17 Bills. Yeah, 24-17 Bills. Yeah. All right, next game we got the Baltimore Ravens going up against the Minnesota Vikings at home. Once again, it's another sleeper game. But Flip, who you got? Ravens or Vikes?
They got Teddy Bridgewater playing this week, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
I thought he returned to practice. I don't know if
he's They have him listed as active. I know because he's part of people's fantasy teams. But they got him listed as active this week.
I'm not a really big fan of Teddy Bridgewater anyway, but the Ravens have just looked so fluky this year, man. Joe Flacco, he doesn't even look like Joe Flacco anymore. He's terrible. Their running game could be solid, but they're having weird I don't know if I want to pick Buck Allen this week or Alex Collins this week, so we're just gonna have them change the pace back to each other for some reason. The receivers are, I don't know, their secondary defense for the defense. But I mean, Adam Thielen and Stephon, actually no, I think Diggs is out for, how many of these players? I don't know. I gotta check. But Thielen's kind of been showing up. He's pretty productive here. He scored some touchdowns. McKinnon looking solid. Michael Floyd is. So I don't. This game right here is one that I would say you can't really pick the decisive winner. So I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go with the upset. Ravens win 20-17. I don't know.
All right. Wazatov, who you got? Ravens, Vikes.
Yeah, this is gonna be a low scoring game. This might be like a 17-10 game. The Ravens just did not look great, and I mean, I don't think I was looking at Bridgewater. I don't think he's playing. I guess they're about to maybe take him off the physically unable to perform list, but I think they're still going with Keenum, as far as I know, who looked all right. I mean, he's looked better than in the first game we played, and so that's why I kind of like feel like the Vikings still have a chance in that division. My defense is still solid and one of the best in the league. I just don't think the Ravens can do anything against it. So I'm gonna lean Vikings in this game. I'm gonna go 17-7.
All right. Ben, who you got? Ravens, Vikings.
I think I'm gonna lean towards the Ravens this week, and I don't really have a real reason. I guess it could be like nobody's really talking about the Ravens, and nobody really knows what to think of them. Maybe this could be that week where the Ravens kind of step up. I don't know. I'm looking at the odds. They're giving Minnesota 4.5. But, I would think Minnesota would get more than that. At home against a team like the Ravens, but that's kind of what's making me think the Ravens may pull it off on the road. There's really no indication because I can't really say anything of what Baltimore has done up to this point. Like, they're just average. They're not really, he was talking about Flacco not being Flacco. I don't remember Flacco ever really being elite, to be honest, other than that one playoff run where he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But, Joe Flacco is Joe Flacco. I don't know. But Minnesota, they're not. I mean, I know they beat the Packers last week. And I seem to trust Minnesota's defense a little bit more than Baltimore's, but I don't know. I think Baltimore can hang in there. I give them a shot. I'm gonna go with Baltimore over Minnesota.
All right, and I'm gonna go off the principle that you're only as good as your last game. And like I said, I mean, I understand you guys struggle with picking a winner in this game because let's be real, this is a sleeper game. It's not really gonna be that many people paying attention to it, with both these teams being C average at best. But it's all a matter of. It really is a matter of who sucks the less. I mean, let's just be real about it. But, I mean, you would give the slight edge to the Vikings at home, but then again, I can see an upset happening with the Ravens. My head says Ravens, but my heart says Vikings. I normally go with what my head says, but nope. I'm going to go with my heart this time, and I'm going to go with home field advantage. Even though Flip said that home field advantage really only matters to like maybe 5 or 6 teams in the league. But I'm going to go ahead and go with the Ravens by 7 points. I'm going to go ahead and say 21-14. 21-14 Vikings. All right, next up, we got the New York Jets. Up against the Miami Dolphins, another divisional rivalry. Now, the Dolphins looked damn good last week against the Falcons. And the Jets put up a hell of a fight against them.
They were down 17-0. I don't know how good they really look.
But the thing is, they should have. But the thing is, y'all know that they should have won that. Well, or the game should at least win in overtime. Come on, they put up a hell of a fight against the Patriots.
We've seen the Falcons blow leads before.
I mean, yeah, we've seen the Falcons blow leads before. I mean, that's nothing new. They just I don't know what it is about the Falcons and them not being able to close the door and seal the deal on certain teams, especially teams that they know that they should definitely beat. But as far as the Dolphins and the Jets, like I said, this is a divisional rivalry, and the Jets do not have a good road. No, they have not had a good road record against the Dolphins in recent years. And Jay Cutler, as mediocre as he is, I can still see him putting up okay numbers against the Jets D, even though the defense is pretty much all they got. The Jets' only problem is that they can't really score. That's pretty much the only issue they have. If they had a solid running back and a quarterback who could actually, throw accurate passes, they'd be fine. But they don't have that against them, especially not the Dolphins. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with Miami by 7 points. I'm gonna go ahead and say, let's do 17-10.
17-10.
Yeah. All right. Flip. What do you think? Who you got? Jets, Dolphins.
Two mediocre quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
But Bilal Powell's out for the Jets. I think Forte's going to be the starter. The rookie running back has looked kind of unsatisfactory. You got Jay Ajayi on the other side.
Yeah.
Deion Lewis just ran for 11 carries for 50 yards on the Jets. So I think Ajayi could have a breakout game this year. He always has that one game where he drops 200 yards out of nowhere and then goes back to being mediocre. This might be that one. Jarvis Landry, let's hope that he's finally back in, showing that he could still play last week. Devontae Parker seems decent. Yeah, the Jets, they're good, but I don't know. I feel like last week was a fluke. I got Dolphins winning 27 to probably 7.
All right. Waltov, who you got?
Yeah, so I've looked at the Dolphins' records in games. It looks so far this season, and they seem to win when Ajayi gets the ball 20-plus carries. And this is a team in the New York Jets that seem to not be able to actually stop the run. They're fifth in the league in rush games. They're averaging about almost 140 yards a game with teams rushing against them. So really, I think the formula is pretty simple. Just get Ajayi 20 to 25 carries in this game. Minimize Cutler's mistakes, his opportunities to throw those crucial interceptions, and they can easily come out with this game. The Jets have surprised me so far this season and how competitive they are in some of these games, especially against the Patriots. But this is kind of a game of mediocre players with Cutler and McCown, and I think the talent in Ajayi and the wide receiving core of the Dolphins should edge out that lack of talent on the Jets roster. I'm going to go with the Dolphins in this game. Like Flip said, this might be a breakout game for Ajayi. I'm going to say this is probably going to be a 27-16 game for the Miami.
All right. Ben, who you got? Miami or the Jets?
I got the Jets sweeping the Dolphins this
Wow.
year. Yeah, I sure did. The last time they played, the Jets team completely dominated the Dolphins from start to finish. The Dolphins, they're going to talk about a sleeper. This team really does sleep during games. It took them a while, just like the Falcons coming back. It took them a long time to finally get going. But I think the Jets. I know the Jets are going to still be pissed off from last week. They gave the Patriots everything they could handle pretty much, but they came up short. And I think they're still going to be reeling from that. The Dolphins, I'm just not. I just can't. I'm sorry, guys. I just can't. It's Jay Cutler. I just can't. And I know he plays the whole with Adam Gates under helm, under control. Jay Cutler's he's a better quarterback, but I'm just not going for it. I think the Jets are going to go ahead and win this one. And I think they'll win this one comfortably too. Yeah, on the road. Yeah, I don't know. I got the Jets at least by over a touchdown. I know they beat them 20-6 the first time. I'm looking to see pretty much the same result this time too. So I'm gonna go with the Jets. I don't know what's the over under on this. What do you got? 38.
It's 38 and a half.
38 and a half. I don't know, 20-10, 23-10, somewhere around there. I think they won comfortable.
All right, you with the upset. All right, next. And we have an interesting one next. We got the Arizona Cardinals going up against the St. Louis Rams at home. This is a very, very interesting game, and we have two high-powered offenses in the NFC West. The Rams, they got a couple of notable wins under their belt. The most notable win is up against the Cowboys. The Cardinals, they've shown that they still got it with Adrian Peterson. I mean, with him being added to the roster, and with Larry Fitzgerald being 34 years old and still making Superman catches. And I mean, Todd Gurley, what more can you say? This is probably going to be a very, very high scoring game, and I don't really see each other's defense stopping each other. So I see this being a shootout type of game. And as much as I don't want to, and as good of a game as the Cardinals had last week, I'm actually going to pick against them. I'm going to go with the Rams by, you know what? Let's go ahead and say, let's say 9 points. Yeah, I got the Rams by 9 points. All right, Flip, who you got? Cardinals or Rams?
This is a really crucial game. Whoever wins probably going to be first or tied fourth or actually, I think it's whoever wins is going to be first because they'll have more division wins. But I feel like this might be a game with a weak kind of matchup. James Goff is going to expose that secondary for the Cardinals. I mean, you got Patrick Peterson and Matthews playing, but Matthews still learning the cornerback position, so he's kind of still exposable. Their offense, so the Cardinals' offense is pretty good. We got to say that. So I don't know, man. I got to go in high scoring. I'm gonna say like 35-31 Cardinals.
All right, Wazzle, who you got? Cards or Rams?
I think this could be a bad game for Jared Goff with the ball hawks that are on that Cardinals defense. I think, especially if it turns into a game where Jared Goff has to play catch up and he's got to throw a lot just to get them back in the game. I think that's just going to heighten the chance that he's going to make those errors. I'm still holding my breath on whether or not I trust the Rams. I do feel more confident about how the Cardinals have looked, even though it's been more up and down. I do like what I saw last week with their team, and with Adrian Peterson kind of rejuvenated, especially against this team, against the Rams, who you can run on. I think this will be a game where they're gonna light it up against the Rams, and I think that Goff's gonna struggle to try to keep up. I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna say the Cardinals are gonna win this game. It's probably I'll probably say it's gonna be like a 27-17 game.
All right, Ben, who you got? Cards or Rams?
I'm gonna go with the Los Angeles Rams to beat the Arizona Cardinals, and I think people are still enamored by what happened last week with Adrian Peterson, but you also got to remember this Arizona team, as well as they looked last week with Adrian Peterson, this is a team that struggled just to beat the 49ers a couple weeks ago. I'm not totally. I don't think the card with. I mean, yeah, they did look impressive last week, but I'm not willing to. They're not a bad team, but I don't think they're as great as they looked last week either. I think I'm more so impressed with the Rams. I think You're okay on defense. I trust Wade Phillips. I think he'll kind of lock down AP a little bit. I'm gonna go with the Rams. It does have that kind of like feel to it where it could be a 35-30 type game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it could be a 38-31, something like that. I don't know. But the Rams. I don't know. This team may. I mean, to give Seattle fit. I'm still not willing to say that they're going to win the NFC West or anything, but I mean, I think they're for real this year. And people still don't know what to make of them, but I kind of believe in them a little bit. So this week, I'm going to go with them over Cardinals. Yeah, I'd say, we'll give it to 38-31, something like that.
All right. Next up, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars going up against the Indianapolis Colts. This game, because Jacoby Brissett is getting better every week, but then again, he struggles with closing the door against teams. He just doesn't have that whole thing where he. But then again, that's not his fault. That's the defense's fault for letting them score on him. And the Jaguars, I mean, with Blake Bortles, we all know how good the Jaguars defense is. So, and we really could talk about that all damn night. But like the whole thing is Blake Bortles. Here's the thing: each team, all right. What the Colts excel in, the Jags lack in, and vice versa. We all know that the Colts can score, but they can't hold the door. They can't, hold the defense can't hold. And we all know the Jaguars' defense can hold, but if it wasn't for Leonard Fournette being able to run the ball down people's throats, they know they could. Y'all know they couldn't score either because Blake Bortles he coughs up the ball a lot. This one, like I said. This one really could go either way too, just because, like I said, one team's excel where the other teams lack. But even though the Jags are somewhat favored in this game, I am gonna go ahead and go with. I'm gonna go with Indianapolis by 3 points in this game. I'm gonna play it safe and say 24-21 Colts. But Flip, who you got? Jags or Colts?
I watched that Colts Titans game, and I don't know, man. The Colts defense looks terrible. Chuck Pagano is still too. I wish he would play Marlon Mack. He's clearly the better running back on that team. I don't know how he's still running Frank Gore. Jacoby Brissett is, he's all right, but he just doesn't have many weapons. T.Y. Hilton, I don't know. He's just not. He's not showing up enough, and Dante Moncrief is only good with Andrew Luck as quarterback. So I'm not really liking the Colts' chances, but Fournette is Fournette. He's going to be fine next week after that ankle injury. So, did you guys see that Malik Hooker gave up like a touchdown at the very end of the game? I don't know what he was thinking.
Oh yeah.
So I can see Fournette running down on him, man, and next thing you know, Hooker does the same thing this week. Gives like one of those most open pads he'll ever have. So I got Jaguars beating the Colts like 28-17 or 20.
All right, Wazatov, who you got?
Yeah, so I'm just hinging on the health of Leonard Fournette right now. As long as he's good to go, I'm really leaning with the Jags on this. But because the Colts don't really impress me on any side of the ball. The Jags, meanwhile, the Jags, granted they lost to the Rams, but two of those were special teams plays, touchdowns that were scored. So I think all in all, the defense is still elite, and I think they're gonna give Jacoby fit the entire way. Bortles, he's basically been just kind of just a game manager that they turn into because they've just been leaning so heavy on the run, and it's gonna come down to just Fournette having a solid game. Because if Fournette has a good game like he did last week, even though a lot of it was just on one play, I think
yards. The Jags should run away with this. So I'm gonna bank on that happening. I'm gonna go lean on the Jags in this game, 27 to 10.
All right, Ben, who you got?
Yeah, I'm with them too. I think the Jaguars solidly beat the Colts. Just think if Fournette is healthy or was healthy, I don't know. If you could get him at like 80%, 90%, I think he has a big day against the Colts. I think he could run. That could be like your first 200-yard game on the ground. I think he's that capable of doing that against that Colts defense. The Colts, I mean, I play a lot of fantasy football, and I've seen, like, studying stats, like the Colts are really bad on the road. They're pretty decent at home. Yeah. Even though they put up good fight against the Titans up until the end, I still think the Jaguars are better. I can't really give you a score. I mean, 27-10 is fine with me. I think they solidly beat the Jaguars, beat the Colts. Colts don't. You know, I see like T.Y. Hilton coming alive. Maybe Frank Gore, does a little bit of something, but it's just not going to be enough. I think the Jaguars are just a little bit better.
All right, I guess I'm the only one with the upset in this game, but I'll take that. Next game we got the New Orleans Saints going up against an Aaron Rodgers-less Green Bay Packers. You guys want to kickstart off this? Well, yeah, Flip, you want to go ahead and kick us off with a prediction with this one? It's at Lambeau, by the way.
I don't care if it's at Lambeau. They ain't got Aaron Rodgers. They finally traded Adrian Peterson, so Mark Ingram and Kamara, the tag team duo that they needed, that they should have had in the first place, starting off. I think they get Willie Sneak back fully healthy this week. I don't know. But, I mean, even with Michael Thomas, I mean, he was even a factor in that 50-something point game. I think he had like 2 catches in that game. So, they still got Michael Thomas producing. They got Ted Ginn Jr. burning people still. I mean, even if their defense gives up like 30 points to the Packers, they're probably going to score like 60 on them. So, I got Saints winning at Lambeau, probably like 35 to 14. I don't know. It's not even close.
All right, Wazatov, who you got?
Yeah, this is the Saints. The Saints offense has been coming along the last couple of weeks, and even though I would say their defense too, except for the fact that they gave up 28 points midway through the third up until the fourth at the end of the game. It almost blew the game actually, but with the exception of that interception at the end. But yeah, Drew Brees. Even though we could say like he doesn't play great on the road, I just don't think that Packers are built to do anything unless Aaron Rodgers is there. We haven't seen it yet. So unless they get like Matt Flynn, I think Matt Flynn is the only backup quarterback for Green Bay that can keep that team afloat.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's a wrap. It's going to be the Saints in this game. I think weather permitting is the only thing that's going to kind of slow down the Saints. I think that will affect them more than the Packers defense. So I'll say it's probably going to be like a 28 to 13 game.
All right, Ben, who you got? Saints, Packers.
Yeah, I'm with them too. I'm gonna go with the Saints. There's not so much. I mean, granted, yeah, the Saints have looked really good offensively. But it's more so about like the Packers and Brett Hundley starting his first start. It's not really good. Not really a good matchup at all. Your Packers, you want to play. With him starting, you want to play somebody like the Browns or something to get a little confidence. You're playing up against the Saints who have a little bit of momentum, and I think they're gonna hassle Hundley. And I think they're gonna win solidly too. I don't know. I got the Saints by at least a touchdown, maybe two. Who knows? But yeah, I think they're gonna hassle the hell out of Hundley. And it's also going to expose the Packers. It's really going to show like what Aaron Rodgers has done on the field with what he has like out there. And it's like, you know, with no Aaron Rodgers, it's not going to look good. I'm going to go with the Saints.
To piggyback off of what you guys said, I would rather see a 47-year-old Brett Favre than the quarterbacks that the Packers have right now. That's not even a joke. I'm dead ass serious. But yeah, the Saints. I mean, even though you guys said that Drew Brees doesn't look good on the road, I take a Drew Brees away than who the Packers have right now at home. So yeah, the only thing that's going to keep the Packers in this game is running, and their running is halfway decent. I mean, really, the only thing that keeps the Packers in the games is Aaron Rodgers and his ability to be clutch. But I mean, Drew Brees, he can hack your heart out. He can light you up. I mean, in their running game for the Saints is okay. But I mean, as long as Drew Brees airing that ball out, he's got a chance against anybody. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one to the Saints. I'm gonna give it to the Saints, 31-20.
I think that's the Saints defense. That's the one to look for in fantasy. Yeah, defense, special teams. I think you want to go with the Saints.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
up against yeah.
I see the Saints defense might pressure the hell out of them. So, but yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and say 31-20 Saints. Next up, we got the Panthers on the road against the Bears. Flip, who you got? Panthers, Bears.
Wait, who was it against the Bears?
The Panthers, the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, the Panthers. I was like the Packers.
Yeah.
But and Cam's come back. I think they barely lost last week against who was it?
Yeah, and they beat the Lions.
Really
they beat the Lions the week before, and they barely lost their last game. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They don't have. I don't think they have Luke Kuechly this week. I think he's got a concussion.
Yeah, and you know as well as I do that the Lions are better than the Bears at this point.
Oh, definitely. And the Bears are impressive sometimes. I like their running game, but they're kind of getting exposed now. Everyone's understanding that Tariq Cohen is a receiving back, so when he's in the game, expect a pass. But he can't run. So I mean, they're kind of exposed there. He's kind of coming into his own. So I could see the Panthers kind of exposing the team and taking it against them at home. 27-16.
All right. Wazatov, who you got? Panthers, Bears.
Yeah. I think this is a game where Cam actually gets outside the pocket a lot and just tries to takes over on his feet a little bit, especially towards the goal line. The Bears haven't. I don't know. The Bears aren't. They don't impress me. Panthers, meanwhile,
Yeah.
like I said earlier, the Panthers I think are potentially an NFC contender. I think they're going to win the NFC South just based on what I've seen so far this year, and I think they've had some good wins this season. They had a tough loss, but close against the Eagles, and the Bears just aren't in the same class as them. Even though, like I said, Cam, they don't really have like the run game like they used to with Jonathan Stewart, and McCaffrey really hasn't panned out so far. I think that they'll make do enough with Funchess and Ed Dixon, and Cam will get. I think Cam will get a couple of goal line scores. I think they'll get around there just to pad his numbers. But yeah, Cam's been playing pretty good since all that kind of controversy around his press conference. So I think this will serve as another game where he's kind of sticking to the haters. So yeah, I think it's gonna be Panthers 20-24
right, Ben, who you got? Panthers, Bears.
I'll go with that score at 24-12. Panthers. The Panthers just have a little bit more. They have more weapons. I can't even name one Chicago Bears wide receiver. I don't even know. I don't know who catches the ball at all for Chicago. With Panthers, Ed Dixon, you got Kelvin Benjamin, Devin Funches that have pretty solid years. The Panthers just have a little. They just have more weapons. Bears just aren't. Yeah, the Panthers are contenders. The Bears are just the Bears are just the Bears. That's it. I mean, they're not really going anywhere. Give it to the Panthers. You can go with that 24-12. Maybe more than that. What was it? It's in Chicago.
Yep.
I think that really matters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at this point.
It's a solid win for the Panthers.
Yeah, all right. And now my thoughts. I'm gonna go with you guys. Panthers. Better quarterback. Better coaching. Better defense. The only thing that the Bears have that can stack up to them is the running game, and the running game is pretty much about even. I see it being close, maybe in the first quarter. I see it being close early, and then I just I see them. The Panthers just running away with it. Come second half.
I see that too. I think the Bears are gonna keep it close, maybe in the first half. I mean, they got it. The Bears have a solid run game at least.
But that's it. After both their running backs run out of gas, that's it. It's game over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it to the Panthers, 27-17. That's about reasonable. Next, we got the Tennessee Titans, who just came off a win against the Indianapolis Colts, going up against everybody's favorite Cleveland Browns. Do I need to say it? Let me know. Let me know right now. Do I need to say it? All right, Flip, who you got?
Titans win 30-16.
Short, sweet, and to the point. All right.
No analysis at all.
Nothing to say about this game. It's terrible.
Yeah. All right, Walter Tom, who you got?
Unless Josh Gordon comes back. Josh Gordon is reportedly coming back.
Oh, Jesus.
After my sources say Josh Gordon is coming back.
All right, Walter Tom, who you got?
This game is a quick game. This is the Titans. Mariota should have a big game against the Browns. He hasn't had that breakout game yet. We're waiting on that. He's been injured. But someone's going to take over, whether it's Murray having a big rushing game, Henry, but hopefully I'd like Mariota to step up and have a big game. This is going to be like a 34-13 game.
Once again, short, sweet, and to the point. All right, Ben, who you got? Titans, Browns.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Titans, too. This is going to be a solid win. For Mariota to be injured, I know he's still favoring, against the Colts, and he still put up 300 yards, That's kind of pissed off that Delaney Walker didn't really do anything for my fantasy team at all. Hopefully he gives him the ball. It's time to make up the last game. I think everybody's going to go for Tennessee on this one pretty solidly. So, we don't really discuss this game anymore.
Nope, not me. I got the upset. I got the Browns going 24-0 against the Titans.
Shut up.
Okay.
I had to get that joke out of there right quick. But I mean, come on. The Titans gonna run away with this. It's not even gonna be close. This is a get up, cut the microwave on, watch the damn microwave. I mean, this game is gonna be as interesting as watching paint dry. After the first quarter or after the first half, this game's already over. I'm gonna give it to the Titans, 31-14.
Well.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got the Dallas Cowboys on the road against the San Francisco 49ers. Flip, who you got?
Rich is back for another week. The 49ers, I like the 49ers. You know what?
I don't think they're going to have Ezekiel Elliott either. I think Ezekiel Elliott might be out.
No, No, he's back.
He's back.
Oh, he is? Huh.
Yeah. But like I was saying, I like the 49ers. I like it. Wise might be a bit pessimistic about them, but I have hope in the 49ers, but not this week. It might be a home game for them, but the Cowboys are the Cowboys. So I think the 49ers might make it interesting. I think the Tard or whatever his name is, he might have a game. So I'm going to give it to the Cowboys in the close one. I'm saying 27-21.
Ooh, that is close. All right, Wazatov, who you got?
My only prediction is this game's going to be within 3 points because the Niners seem to lose games within that range. They've done it 5
especially at home.
3 points, 3 points or less. So, and the thing is like obviously on paper the Cowboys are just more talented. They should blow us out of the water. But so far, like Ezekiel Elliott hasn't really been playing terrific. He hasn't really had like a strong season so far. I think that's still kind of because of all this stuff going on around him, the court proceedings and everything like that. And I think that honestly, this week will be another kind of odd week for his performance. I think the fact that up until like today or yesterday, I forgot when the news broke.
Yesterday.
Yesterday when his suspension got he put like a restraining order on the suspensions, and now he's back. I think that's just gonna stay in his head. It's gonna be kind of like it's like a dark cloud. It would have almost been better off if they would have just gotten it over with the first 6 games, and then they can just kind of move on and move past it. But I think that's still gonna affect the team, and definitely to an extent affect him. However, there's just too much offense on the Dallas Cowboys. And even though I like how the rookie how CJ he played, I'm ecstatic that they finally benched Boyer. Hasn't really been doing much of this squad, and CJ kind of lit a spark in that team. I like their tight end Kittle. I think he's been very productive last couple of weeks. And they're making use of Garcon and Hyde. It's a better team. It's more enjoyable to watch with the rookie at quarterback at the helm. But I think this is a Dallas game. But it's going to be close. They're going to keep it close because all the crap that's going on with Zeke, I think it's still going to affect Dallas. I'm going to say this is going to be in typical heartbreak fashion for my squad. I'm going to say it's going to be a 28-25 game.
All right. Ben, who you got? Cowboys, Niners.
I think the 49ers cover, but I still think the Cowboys win this game. I don't really know too much about the CJ Beathard plan. 49ers is actually been really good on offense. They just their defense. They can't seem to close out games. And I like one guy point about the Dallas Cowboys with Ezekiel Elliott. You don't know if he's playing or if he is playing. I know he's playing this week. I think he had some type of I don't know if it was a restraining order or something. I don't know something.
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah, it's like a restraining
like
order.
A court. It was like a court hearing or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, off and on, is he gonna play? Is he not gonna play? I really think that has an effect on the team. Dak Prescott, it seemed like he looked. I don't know if I don't know. I figured if anything this year, like most teams have the table on Dallas Cowboys with Dak and Ezekiel. They weren't prepared for a tandem like them last year. As rookies, but like now, they're kind of exposed a little bit. But there's still a whole lot more talent on Dallas's roster than there is with the 49ers. I think this is a close game. I really think so. You just don't know what to make with Dallas. For as good as they should be, they're not really playing up, to their capability per se, but and this could have one of those 38-31, 38-34 type games too, because Dallas they're not really all that great on defense either. But I still trust Dallas more so than the 49ers. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I'm gonna go 31-27. I think
Now, before I make my prediction, I gotta ask you guys a question. Would a 49ers upset surprise you?
Yeah. No, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me either. I mean, because the Dallas Cowboys are known for choking against teams that they should beat, but especially if it's on the road. But as much as I want to call, as much as I want to call the upset in this game, I really want to give the 49ers a chance against the Cowboys. I really do. I really want to give them this game. But I just don't see it happening because their defense don't have the experience that it takes. We all know that that Dak and Dez don't really have as good of a chemistry as Zeke and Zeke and Dak do. Hell, even Cole Beasley, the slot receiver, has better chemistry with Dak. And I see Cole Beasley probably having more receiving yards than anybody. Hell, even Jason Witten. But the 49ers, they are going to fight like hell, especially since they are at home. But I got the Cowboys by... let's do 8 points. I got the Cowboys by 8 points in this game. Now, yeah. All right, now, the Denver Broncos on the road against the LA Chargers. Flip, who you got?
That's not a road game.
Nah, it's probably going to be more Broncos game.
Yeah, exactly. There's more Eagles fans. There's more Dolphins fans. There's more Broncos fans in that city. So don't call that a road game.
Lord Jesus.
I'm just happy it's not in Colorado, so we can actually first. But I don't know, man. I'm having faith. I think we can go 3-4. I think we can tie up the second place in the division. I don't know that. I'm betting against the Chargers just because every time I bet against them, they win. So I'm betting against them this week. Look, man, I'll give it. You know what? They only have Emmanuel Sanders, so that's even kind of better for us. And our cornerback Trevor Williams kind of coming into his own. He's replaceable, right? And I like Melvin, man. Melvin's been cooking. I think he can run all over the Broncos defense. But they're going to lose because I want them to win. So Broncos win 24-1.
All right, Wazatov, who you got?
I'm interested in this game because it was so close earlier in the season. I'm leaning on the Chargers in this one. I think the Chargers have been able to string it together a couple of games, and they've kind of been showing we should have won those other games that were really close, and now we've kind of figured it out. They got a kicker. I wouldn't know that now, so it's I think that I'm leaning on them. I don't know if Melvin will be able to run against this defense. But thinks he might. I don't know. I think Melvin's had a couple of good games, but that might stop against the Broncos defense. But I think maybe in this ring, I think Phillips gonna surprise and have a somewhat solid game. I think he had a solid game against them early on in the season. I think he might do that again. So it's gonna be like a short passes. I think Hunter Henry has a big game. I think it's gonna be like a 21-17 game against the Broncos to get their revenge back.
All right, Ben, who you got? Broncos, Chargers.
I would think I'm gonna go with the Broncos. So this got a weird feel to it, like this whole rivalry. Like all the times that you think, oh well, Denver they should be able to beat the Chargers this week, and there's a couple of nights where the Chargers actually showed up and beat Denver at Denver, and it's like where in the hell did this come from? And this could be it too. The Chargers are picking up a little bit of momentum. Melvin Gordon, he's putting up numbers as of late. I think I'm only picking the Broncos just because of. Well, obviously, I just trust them a little bit more. It's not so much like on the offensive end; it's just on the defensive end. It's too it feels like it's two schizophrenic teams. Like the Chargers have always been schizophrenic. I always joke they're the most underachieving team. Like in the times where you think they're going to be really good, they're really bad. And there's times where you think they're bad, they actually play pretty well. This one I could see either way. I mean, but I'm gonna go with the Broncos. Was it Emmanuel Sanders? He's not gonna play, so I guess they're gonna rely heavily on with Demaryius Thomas. But Simeon doesn't. I'm not really sold on Trevor Simeon. It's something kind of off on that offense. I know they can run the ball. Denver's always been able to run the ball effectively. I don't know if CJ Anderson's still the top guy. Is he still?
Yeah, I mean, when they're behind, they go to Jamal Charles, but when they're ahead,
okay.
He's the top guy.
Yeah. And last week, I'm looking at the numbers. CJ Anderson, 9 carries for 17 yards against the New York Giants. That would be looking at that. That would tell you anything to go with the Chargers after last week's performance. So I think the Broncos bounce back after that dismal performance from last week. I think they step up. I think they'll get it done against I keep wanting to call them the San Diego Chargers. Yeah. I got to get used to calling them the Los Angeles Chargers. I think they should have stayed in San Diego, to be honest, with that fan base. It's terrible. But, Denver gets it done against Los Angeles. It's going to be a close game. I don't know. It's sort of got a 2017 feel to it. Yeah. I'll go with that.
Now, we all know the crappy performance that the Denver Broncos put up against the New York Giants last week. Nobody, not even Nostradamus saw that coming. But I think that they've learned from last week, and I think they're going to make the necessary adjustments against a solid Chargers team. The only problem that they have is that they can't close the door, and it's always some stupid BS penalty that holds them back. It's always something that goes on in the fourth quarter, whether it's a penalty, a fumble, an interception, or a missed field. It's always something like that with the Chargers. Phillip Rivers.
Last 2 weeks.
Exactly. See, there you go. But see, Phillip Rivers, he's okay. He's okay. It's just they can't shut the door. It's always some kind of unforeseen circumstances that keep the Chargers from winning games. And with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and give this one to the Denver Broncos. I'm going to give it to them, let's do 28-24. I have it close just because the Chargers are at home. All right.
Another thing to note, before we move on, another thing to note, Evan Ingram tore them up. And Phillip Rivers throwing the tight end. So, just saying. It might be a thing.
Yeah. We'll see, though.
So who do you think has the bigger game, Hunter Henry or Antonio Gates?
Antonio Gates probably will.
No, put Gates on the bench, put Hunter in Gates on his record, let the future rookie that you spent a second-round pick on shine so he can do his thing.
All right, anywho, next game, we've got the Cincinnati Bengals on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Flip, who you got? Bengals Steelers at Heinz Field.
Is this the same Bengals from I think week 1 that got destroyed by the Ravens?
Yep.
Is it that same Bengals? And I don't know. AJ Green, man, he's been. I feel like he's been willing this team to fix these last few weeks. I think they got 2 wins now. Yeah, they got 2 wins.
2 and 4.
I like the Steelers against the team, but I feel like the Steelers, like you said before, they always lose that team they're supposed to win to. And I have this odd feeling this is a loss for them. Even though they have a better offense, I think the Bengals have a slightly better defense. So, I don't know, man. I guess you guys lose. I feel like I'm hoping that you guys don't lose, but I don't know, man. I think the Bengals have you guys number this game 28-17.
Wow.
You going with the Bengals?
Yeah, Bengals. I feel like the Steelers are going to flip it up so quick.
All right, Wazatov, who you got?
Actually, no, I'll change it to 24-17.
24-17?
24-17.
All right, Wazatov, who you got? Bengals Steelers.
I would want to say I'm waiting for Big Ben to have this big game. I don't think this is going to be the team to do it against with that defense. They're actually somewhat solid. But I think they have the formula. Like Le'Veon Bell was heavily used. Against Kansas City. So I think if they can just get him a lot of those touches against the Bengals, I think this is another solid win for him to get them going in the right direction. But in Bengals, granted, they've only had like one bad loss, I would say. The other ones were close games. And then they've been on a good roll. They've been on a roll. Granted, they had the Browns, but I think the Bills one was pretty impressive. Surprising for a lot of us. But I think the Steelers should win this game, and I think it hinges kind of like when I was talking about the Dolphins. If they're focused on their running back to kind of minimize some of what their quarterback's doing, because Ben hasn't looked great yet. I think if they do that, they should win this game handily. I'm going to say Steelers 22, Bengals 10.
All right, Ben, who you got? Steelers, Bengals.
You know I hate the Steelers so
I know.
much. I hate
Why do most of my guests on here hate the damn Steelers? Jesus Christ.
God, I loathe the Steelers. But I got them winning too. And I'm looking at their schedule right now. That Chiefs win, I mean, that looks like they could probably. They got the Bengals this week, the Lions, the Colts, the Titans, and the Packers without Aaron Rodgers, and the Bengals and the Ravens. I mean, these guys could potentially knock off. I don't know. It looks like 8 straight before they get to the Patriots.
Yeah. But the Patriots game is at Heinz Field, though.
Yeah, that's at Pittsburgh. But I mean, I think the team. I think they're going to go on a run. I really do.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers are a better team. I know the Bengals have played a little bit better. With Andy Dalton and AJ Green, they seem to have found a connection. But,
is Tyler Eifert back? Is Tyler Eifert back yet?
No, he's out.
Okay,
week 11.
Damn.
Okay. Yeah. Steelers just have more firepower. Le'Veon Bell's picking up the pace. Antonio Brown bounced back. I know he got a little frustrated a couple of weeks, but he seemed to, get his groove back a little bit. This is it's this rivalry. I think Cincinnati's gonna try to goon it up a little bit, but the Steelers I think they'll win. I don't know. I think it's low scoring. I think Cincinnati somehow hangs in there. It's probably going to be that like 17-10, 17-13, possibly 20-13 field, but Steelers they should be able to handle the Bengals, and I look for them to go on a run up until they get up until they play the Patriots. And they could be 4-2 right now, and I said they could win 7 straight. You're looking at 11-2 team versus Patriots in mid-December. That's gonna be a big time game. And that's just how I see it going right now. Steelers, I think they're gonna go on a roll. So yeah.
Now, if the Steelers were on the road against the Bengals, I probably would pick the Bengals to win. But they're at Lambeau, I mean not at Lambeau, they're at Heinz Field, and the Bengals, they just don't win when they're at Heinz Field. Andy Dalton, he just crumbles in the third and the fourth quarter. I don't know what the hell it is, even as good as his weapons are. But the running game for the Bengals isn't really as good as it used to be either. Now the Steelers, what can we say about the Steelers besides they play to the level of the competition? And if you ask me, the Steelers probably have like the best bench in the league as far as receivers, and secondary receivers. Darius Haywood-Bay, Eli Rogers, Juju Smith. Even their bench receivers are good. And Martavis, that whole thing with Martavis Bryant requesting a trade, he denied that. That's false. But Le'Veon Bell, I believe he's gonna have a slow start this game, but he's gonna pick up the pace because the Bengals defense is nothing to be slept on. But I see this being close up until maybe the third or the fourth quarter, and the Steelers probably running away with this. Now, like I said, the Bengals win or it being close wouldn't surprise me, but I got the Steelers winning, let's say 28-21 against the Bengals. All right, next game. Ooh, we got the Seattle Seahawks up against the New York Giants at MetLife Stadium. Flip, who you got?
The battle of the low scoring teams.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, man, this is definitely gonna be a low scoring game. Both offenses still haven't been able to click. I think the Seahawks have one game where they really clicked, and that was about it. It's probably gonna be a really defensive game. I got it like 15-13.
All right, Wazatov, who you got?
Wait, Flip, who was your team, though? Who do you have winning?
16-13 Seahawks.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, All right, who you got? Wazatov, Seahawks, Giants.
I would like the Seahawks coming off a bye. I do like the fact that the Giants have kind of become galvanized behind everyone writing them off after losing all their receivers. And the Giants is basically focusing on, we're just gonna be running the ball and focus on our defense, minimize Eli as much as possible, and we're gonna try to win games that way. And it worked against Denver. I don't know if they'll have as much success with Seattle because Russell Wilson can still do things with his legs, even though their running back situation is a shambles. They still have some playmakers. Doug Baldwin. I just think they're gonna edge out against the Giants. It's gonna be very low scoring. This is gonna be like a 14-7 game. Seattle.
All right, Ben, who you got?
I got a funny take on this. I got Seattle completely destroying the Giants this week. Why? Because the Giants are at home and they play like dog shit at home every time. I don't know what. This is like last week was the first time I think that the Giants have even scored over like 20-something points since like 12 of last year. I think Denver just kind of laid an egg last week. I don't know what happened, but I think Seattle's gonna absolutely destroy the Giants this week. It's just a funny feeling. The Giants they can't team plays a whole lot better. If they could ever schedule all their games on the road, I believe the Giants would win probably like they did with 500. Like they played a completely different team on the road. I just don't get it. But when they're at home, they are just terrible at home. Yeah, I think this one's going to be ugly. I know the Giants, maybe they looked a little bit better last week, but I'm not buying it. I think I think they're going to kill the Giants. And I got this. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, this is going to be, I don't know, 35-14, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think they absolutely destroy the Giants.
All right. Yeah. Now, a lot of people are going to be like that the Giants' win last week over the Broncos was a fluke. And this is it. I mean, this is it for the Giants. This is their time to show and prove, to make sure, to see that, it wasn't a fluke. But the Seahawks, they're coming off a bye week. They're well rested, and they've got something to prove as well. I mean, this is Russell Westbrook's. I mean, not Russell Westbrook. This is Russell Wilson's chance to prove that he is for real and that he still got it. And the running game for the Seahawks is no damn joke. Even with now, I believe that the Giants are going to get picked apart as well because their offense. I mean, their running game is hurting, and that's something that the Seahawks have an edge against them at. So, with that in mind, I got the Seahawks winning by at least 10 points. I've got them winning 31-21 over the Giants. All right, Seahawks 31-21. All right, next game, we got the Super Bowl rematch. The Falcons versus the Patriots at Gillette Stadium.
Okay.
All right, Flip, who you got? Yeah.
I don't even know, man. This game is weird. It's in Foxborough, right?
Yeah, it's in Foxborough, Gillette Stadium. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know, man. I feel like Julio might go off the game. I don't think Malcolm Butler can do anything. Malcolm Butler is overrated. I don't even know.
You remember how bad he got shook in the Super Bowl? That shit was terrible.
Yeah.
He got his ankles broke.
Stephon Gilmore now.
Yeah.
They got Stephon Gilmore on the other side. I mean, he's looking terrible this year too. So it's like you can't trust their secondary. I think Devontae Freeman might be able to run all over him too. This is kind of like an Matt Ryan projection game. You saw that Gatorade commercial, right? I don't know how they got him to pull that off, but he has to redeem himself this game. But I got a feeling that Tom Brady once again upsets him, and Patriots win like 34-28.
Ooh.
Actually, no. Patriots win 34-28. Right?
I had that exact same score as you, but go ahead, Wazatov.
All right. So we already know the Patriots like to basically play from behind, right? They've done it so far this season a couple of times, and they did it in the Super Bowl. And we just saw the Falcons with the 17-0 lead get blown in the second half against the Miami team. I think we might see something in similar terms this game. I think this is going to be a game where Falcons might jump up on them early, and then New England and Tom Brady they'll steadily come back in this game. The Patriots have shown that they have so many holes in their defense that they can get kind of exposed. I think Julio will have a breakout game this season. He hasn't quite had that yet. I don't think he hasn't even scored a touchdown yet this season. So I think that changes. I think that changes this week. I think if anything, Matt Ryan will get up for this game. I think they're probably going to be even more efficient than the Dolphins, and I think they're going to come out on fire, and the Patriots might come back and make it close. But I think this is a game where the Falcons they actually keep the door shut on Brady, and be. I think this is my game of the week. I think it's gonna be very enjoyable. It's gonna be. I'm gonna say it's gonna be like a 37 to 30 game.
All right, Ben, who you got?
I'm leaning toward the Falcons this week against the Patriots. I'm like the other guys. Like I think this is going to be a game that the Falcons are going to be up for, especially after last week. And this is, I think as soon as after that Dolphins game, and that could have been it too. Losing to the Dolphins, and thinking about playing the Patriots the next week. That Patriots defense is just terrible. I think they're going to get it together eventually, but it's just not going to be against a team like the Falcons. The Falcons just a lot of weapons to defend.
Yeah, and not to mention no Gronk, no Edelman.
Yeah. So Gronk isn't playing. He's out again.
I don't think he's playing.
I thought he played last week. Well, even even with Gronk, I still think Atlanta is probably going to get Patriots problems. I think they're going to be up for it. Especially losing a Super Bowl to come that close. I think they circled this game on their calendar. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. I think it's going to be a back and forth game. I don't know if Atlanta's going to jump on New England. I could see Atlanta ahead, first half or whatever ahead of New England, but I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be like obviously a 28-3 Atlanta or anything like that, But I just see this going back and forth. But I think the Falcons are going to have enough to beat New England. And I don't know. It's got a 38-34 kind of look to it. I mean, look for everybody to have a good game. Like the Devontae Freeman, both quarterbacks with Brandon Cooks, Gronk if he's playing. Like everybody, I think everybody's going to score in this one. It's just that the Falcons are just going to. I think they just have a little bit more firepower and your defense to hold up. The defense will make one or two plays to close out the Patriots.
All right. Let's see. Like I said, Gronk is not producing, even if he does play. No Edelman. Amendola, he's injury prone as hell. The Patriots' defense is lackluster. The only thing that keeps them in game is Tom Brady and unfortunate penalties. The Falcons, they have all the offensive weapons in the world, and their D-line and the linebackers are good, and their secondary's, above average. But the only thing is that they can't hold a damn lead to save their life. And they're it's in Foxborough, too. As much as I want to give it to the Falcons, because the Falcons deserve revenge for the way they blew the Super Bowl, I'm not going to give it to them this game, unfortunately. I'm going to go ahead and give it to the Patriots 34-28. It's going to be close. So yeah, I'm giving it to the Patriots 34-28. All right, and last game of Week 7, we got the Washington Redskins going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Flip, take it away.
This is that Week 1 rematch, and I feel like the Redskins have gotten worse since Week 1, and the Eagles have gotten better. I feel like they're more on track with each other. I don't know, man. Terrell Pryor has just been really disappointing for the Redskins. I think they're talking about giving Dotson more snaps because he seems to be, leaning towards wide receiver 1. Their run game's in shambles. Their defense, I don't know, they tend to give us a lot of points on defense. So I got Eagles winning this. I don't think it's going to be as close as it was in the Week 1 game before the Eagles pulled away. I think it would be like 27-17. Seems all right, yeah.
All right.
Maybe
Walter,
27-20.
I got the Eagles in this game. The first game of the season, it was a pretty kind of sloppy game, and then the Eagles kind of came away with it once they got it kind of straightened out. But since then, like Flip said, the Eagles have been pretty solid and have just improved. Whereas the Redskins, they got some wins, but I just haven't been convinced by them yet. Especially watching them play against the Niners. And feeling like the Niners really kind of blew that game. They could have won that game.
Oh yeah, is Josh Norman still out?
Say what?
Is Josh Norman still out?
I don't see that injury. It's not popping up. Let me check. I'm looking at the injury report right now because obviously their running back situation is pretty crappy right now. I don't see anything on Josh Norman being out, at least under their injury report.
Yeah, so Jonathan Allen missed a month, but Josh Norman is supposed to return.
Okay. So that'd be interesting. However, I still think because he was in that first game, and still Wentz was all right. So I think this is a game the Wentz shows out again. Maybe Nelson Aguilar keeps up that trend of making some big plays and scoring touchdowns. I think this is going to be Eagles in this game. I'll say 24 to 14.
All right, Ben, who you got? Eagles or Redskins?
I was gonna make a joke about calling them the Redskins. Like I don't call them the Redskins anymore. I just call them Washington. The name's so offensive.
Washington professional football team.
Yeah, just Washington. A team from Washington. That's it. No, I'm gonna go with the Eagles. However, I will say this about the Washington Redskins. I think they're a team. I don't know what to make of them, man. Like, you watch them play against the Raiders, and they completely dominated the game. I don't know if the Raiders just didn't show up or if the Redskins was just possibly that good. I don't know. But the Redskins seem like a team. I wouldn't want to play them because the Redskins. It doesn't seem like a team you're going to blow out. It's a team that
and they made it debatable. They made it very, very close against KC when they were undefeated at home. Like
they hang around. Like I don't know how they do it, but they hang around. It's a scary team to play. Whereas the Eagles are the team that nobody wants to play right now. They got it going on, man. They on all phases. I just think, I think the Eagles are just the Reds are as good as I still don't know how good the Redskins are, but I know the Redskins are every bit. They could be like a 9-7 team. That team that sneaks into the wild card possibly. I don't know if they'll actually get there, but if they do get there, don't be surprised if they knock a favorite out. I think they're that capable of pulling an upset. But I'm gonna go with the Eagles. The Eagles, the momentum. They just have it going on. I know they played. They played not too long ago. It's kind of strange having playing your rival like twice this early in the season. It's only been this is like week 7.
Yeah.
And they've already played it. Okay. But yeah, the Eagles are just a little bit better. I don't see that score. It was the first time they played. Let me see real quick. I'm sorry, I don't have let's see what the score was real quick.
It was like 30.
Because I think the score is pretty much going to be the same again this time. 30-17. Yeah, maybe a little bit closer. I'm thinking 28-24. It's the NFC East games you never really know, but they're going to be close games. I'd go with 28-24. The Eagles are they're better, but I know the Redskins are just going to hang in there somehow and just make it difficult. But I think the Eagles can overcome it.
Now, in my opinion, you're only halfway right. The Redskins they are solid, and they have a lot of good tools. But the Eagles, they're playing like world beaters right now. They really are the team that nobody wants to face. Carson Wentz, he's shown he's the real deal. You never know which freaking Kirk Cousins is going to show up. That's always the damn kicker. You never know which Kirk Cousins is going to show up. Are you going to get the Kirk Cousins that's like top 10 QBs in the league, or are you going to get the Kirk Cousins just completely just lays a damn egg?
I feel like the Redskins are like the new Dallas Cowboys with Tony Romo.
Exactly. You never know which one's going to show up.
They never got blown out. They were always in games, but there's always like one mistake where that cost them the game or whatever. But they're that team. They're a new Cowboys. They're a new 8-8, 9-7, team.
Yeah.
Where I don't know. That's the team to look at later on. If they get 9-7, I'm telling you, there's something about that team that.
Yeah, those 8, 9, and 7 teams that sneak into the playoffs, they're the most dangerous.
Yeah, they're a sneaky team.
Yeah, but a part of me kind of wants to call the upset for this one, but this game, because I know how good the Eagles are, I'm gonna go ahead and play it safe. I got this game being competitive for the first half, and then I have the Eagles maybe running away with it in the fourth quarter. But I'm going to go ahead and give it to the Eagles by 11 points, 28-17.
Yeah, that can definitely happen.
Yeah. But all right, anyway, those are the predictions for this week. You fellas got any final thoughts before we close out?
Go Chargers.
Yeah, all right. Ben, any final thoughts?
Again, I hate the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, Walter Tom, any final thoughts before we close out?
Yeah, I look forward to another week of more information coming and like the popular quote I remember being told before. I don't know who originated it, but the more I know, the less I understand. I look forward to another week of NFL stuff going down where we are completely surprised by the outcome and we have to reevaluate who we think's good and who we think's bad.
Exactly.
Amen.
And that's the thing. I love this season because it is not predictable at all. It's like, oh, this team's gonna run away with it, or oh, this team's gonna beat this team, or oh, this team's. There's no favorites. Like last Sunday was Underdog Sunday. The majority of the underdogs won last Sunday, and the thing is, stuff like that is what makes football interesting to watch, and that's why we have a podcast now, because it's fun to predict things like this because football is unpredictable, and that's what makes it fun. Anyway, that'll do it for this week's show, guys. Thank you, Ben, for joining us. Thank you, Walzatov. Welcome back, Walzatov. You've been gone for a couple of weeks, and thank you, Flip, for joining us.
No problem, man.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
All right, good night. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
All right.